Greetings. How you doing? And welcome to the first of many. I mean, the first of many. I have never been excited about a show, for a while. Like I'm so excited about this one. Number one, I have an amazing co-host here with me, and we both like chai tea. So, like, why don't you just mirror them both? It makes more sense to me. It does. And then we have one of my best bros on the show with me, and we're gonna talk shop. He just showed me like one of the most amazing pieces he has. He doesn't know how jealous I am. We'll talk about that later in a minute. But let me just introduce everybody here. Come on, man. I mean, look at this panel. We got Marvelous in the building. Like when you sent, what was crazy? You sent me that when you sent me like the updated thumbnail. You sent me the updated and I looked at the imagery. I was like, yo, that's Marvelous.
Thank you.
It's her.
Thank you.
It's her.
It's because I can be a little bit animated, so I thought,
Definitely. So glad. I mean, I'm so glad to do this. It's going to be fun today. We got a few people here already, and then we have none other than my bro, Reviews with Rich. Rich is in here in the building all day. What's going on with you, bro?
Oh man, that's a lovely intro. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. First of all, it's great. Me and Leslie have been talking ever since Tuesday, so it's great to hang out with her again. And we were talking about doing something else, but I think let you guys have this because it's absolutely awesome already, and the vibe's amazing. I love the little intro. Was that you on the tickling the old ivories? Was that Lael, or was that, you put together? I thought so.
Yeah, definitely put it together. It was like I've had it for a minute. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I mean the thing is like I've always wanted to do something with like more of a cafe vibe, like a laid back vibe, like a lounge type of feel. You know what I mean? So that's like one of the things that me and Toya said that we wanted to do was eventually open up a cafe. That's one of our dreams is to actually have a cafe, a lounge where everybody can come in, all walks of life. It's not directly it's not, alienating anyone. All walks of life, everybody can come in and just feel that vibe and just that laid back vibe. You know what I mean? So that, that's pretty much something that we wanted to do. And we talked about it. So I was like, everything's centered around where our conversations are. And then on top of that, Collectors Lounge International is also centered around that vibe. So it's kind of mirroring everything that I love together. So yeah, there we go.
That's so nice, Leo.
Awesome.
Just make sure if you do open the cafe, make it an international franchise.
Oh, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to push and move it. Now that you told me that they shut down Gloria Jeans, we got to do something to replace it.
You have to because no one else makes a decent white chocolate mocha. Starbucks just cannot top that. It's
no.
So you're up.
I'm a very simple man with very simple tastes. I have very strong black Americano.
Yeah.
Really?
5 shots.
You have to have what 5, bro. 5 shots would tear me up, bro.
How are you still living?
I have my moments.
Oh my God.
I once random story. This is a long time ago when I used to go out a lot and I was a single man and stuff. I used to go to this bar all the time. And a mate of mine said to me, he was behind the bar and he went, "Oh, do you want a coffee?" I went, "Yeah, strong as you can make it." He put 18 shots in. And I was 18, and it was like The Exorcist, all just awful. It was just awful. I'm 6'4". I'm a big guy. I can handle most things, and that almost killed me.
18 shots,
18
bro.
shots in, it was like.
How is that legal?
The heart. Well, it wasn't.
Oh my!
That's why I only did it once and almost killed me. But yeah.
Oh, man, I bet you were buzzing for like a few days, bro.
Yeah,
like,
and it was evening when he gave me as well, so it's kind of like I was like, "Whew."
That would give you the jitters for sure.
Yeah. Well, it did. It gave me a bit of
it does, bro. Because that's the thing is like that's why I don't drink coffee. Because caffeine does something crazy to me. It gives me like it gives me like a sense of paranoia. You know what I mean? Like it really does, because it gets me because I feel jittery. I feel like I'm anxious all the time.
Right.
So I was like, nah. And sometimes when I used to drink coffee, I was so addicted to it that if I didn't drink it, I would get really bad migraine headaches.
Yeah.
Literally.
That happens to me even now.
Yeah.
Where I wasn't very well a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't have any coffee for a day, and literally morning after that was worse than anything else I was experiencing at the time.
Wow.
So I was like, it's just so much reliance on it. So
the body's reliance on it.
I'm not addicted to it now, but it's anyway. But just pure
Brandon Altman, he said pure panic diarrhea after 18
It was the other way. It was the other way.
Yo, crazy, like literally.
Story, guys. Honestly,
so my quick story before we move on. My daughter, when she was, I'd say she was about, she's 12 years old, had never had coffee before. She's like, Dad, can I just have a taste of coffee? I don't have a shot. She's like, because she always wanted to have like tea and have the pinky out and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'll give you a little bit of coffee. I'll give you a little taste of coffee. So she tasted it, fine, no problem. She sneaks in the kitchen, she grabs more, she fills it up. She didn't sleep the whole night, bro. She was so wired, and after that, she's never had a taste of it again. She's like, I don't want it. She doesn't even drink coffee now. Like, that's how bad it was for her. So.
It was about 25, 26 before I started drinking coffee, because I used to go out all the time, and I had this office job, and everyone that age, you kind of go out all the time and do what you're doing. And I used to go to like the disabled toilets, and I used to fall asleep, and I'd set an alarm for like 10 minutes. And then someone introduced like, oh, do you want to have a coffee? Because you look quite tired. I'm like, yeah, I'll have a coffee. I was it. There was never a sleep in it. I was like Will Smith from In Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
I was like,
he was just knocked out.
I was just burning the candle at both ends. Anyway, that's just random behind the curtain stories for me.
That's what the show is about. Random behind the curtain scenes, conversations, but we'll get to it.
But corporate workplaces make it even worse. Like I was having 3 coffees a day. It was ridiculous. And then I just switched to decaf. And if I've had like a couple of late nights, I'll have 1 coffee in the morning and done. Nothing else, just decaf for me all the way.
I had become so self-reliant on it. I was relying on it too much, and I was like, I got to kick it, because when I started getting those headaches, I was just like, I can't take it. You know what I mean? And the only way to solve it at that point was to have a a You know what I mean? So the caffeine fit would hit in.
It's a vicious cycle. It really is.
It definitely
when you detox, the withdrawals are it's a real thing. It's such a struggle.
It is.
I was like the Antichrist with Mike. I just didn't want to talk to him. I was really moody. And you know what? I might as well have been in a movie of The Exorcist, because holy shit, it was bad.
Oh man, you know what? Maybe that's what Toya. I'm gonna make sure she has all the coffee she needs. Anyway,
anniversary tomorrow.
And that's what I'm saying. Anniversary weekend. But now we're gonna have some fun. She wants to go zip lining, so we're gonna do zip lining this weekend.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we decided we're going to do that and just have we wanted to spend our anniversary having, because she talked about laser tag, but then when she said zip lining, I was like, let's do that. I'll say, because we could do laser tag anytime. Let's do some zip lining and just have some fun. So we just said we'll get away this weekend and we'll just do that. So I can't wait. It's gonna be fun.
That's great.
Anyway, everybody out there, thank you for basically being here with us this afternoon, or more evening for some of you guys out there, early morning for some of you guys out there. But anyway, we thank you for being here. We got King Carpenter saying less. He said that, and you know how it is. But thank you for being here. We got Ash Chase in the building. We got Quite Enough here with us. We have S Beam in the building with us. Kinky Sphincter, Brandon Altman. We got Mark P. We got Chicken Fajita in the building. Thank you for being here. We got Collector Joey Taria, Maniac Collects. We got Brandon Salads. We got Pure Sewage. Chuck G is here with us. Primetime Reviews. Willie Woodson, Mary Sullivan. We got Man What in the building. Blitz 0065 and Collector Joey. Thank you guys and everybody else who's basically jumping in. Primetime, definitely Primetime Reviews. Yo, what up? Thank you for being here. Love it, and love seeing you here.
Yeah, thank you guys. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much. But hey, so yes, we got some news yesterday. There was the red carpet event for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Now, to say it's an understatement for me to say how excited I've been about this film. Yeah. For so many different reasons. Number one, again, I wanted to exceed all expectations, and from the sounds of it, it will. But at the same time, I wanted it to be a peaceful goodbye to Chadwick Boseman. but also showcasing the simple fact that his talent, his memory is never forgotten. And I feel as though that we basically needed that. You know what I mean? We needed something like that. And I think that we're going to get in this film. I mean, so far, everything that I've heard, everything that we've actually seen from the red carpet, some of the critics who have actually seen it, people that were invited to the event, everybody, it rave reviews. And one of the biggest, I know for me, one of the biggest things, besides the simple fact that I wanted the emotion, the heart to be there, and I know that they would actually bring it. They said some of the standouts were Angela Bassett. Also, yeah, it was Angela Bassett. You also had well, they didn't say too much about everybody else besides Shuri and Letitia Wright, and I forget his name. He plays Namor.
Oh, I keep forgetting his name. It's a really unique name.
Yeah, but they said he kills it as Namor. That's was one of my biggest things, and that's what I was like on edge about. I was like, please, 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 because Namor is such an important character. Can you bring that? Can you bring it? Can you bring the attitude? Can you bring the energy? You know what I mean? Just that mixing mentality, that personality that he brings, and we know he can actually bring to the table. Could he bring it? And so far from what we're hearing, I mean, yeah, Tanax Harada.
Yes,
so much on the game. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. But yes, so far so good. They are saying this thing knocks it out of the park. It brings the heart, it brings the emotion, it brings the action, the surprises. They said that everybody shows up and shows out, and I am so excited about it. Les, are you excited about this film? And basically, like, hearing some of these reviews so far, has that amplified your excitement for it?
Look, reviews when it comes to premieres, like a lot of the time they invite people who are more often than not going to give it a positive feedback. So I'm always very wary of that. But what I'm convinced about it being so good is just not only the trailer, but how passionate the actors themselves are about the actual project. You know, we've seen behind scenes footage, we've seen interviews, and they are just also emotionally invested in this film due to the passing of Chadwick Boseman. They all want to do it justice. You know, they all want to bring 100% to the table every time, you know, and I'm actually really excited that Rihanna is doing the soundtrack for this film. I'm really keen to see what she brings, you know. And I think, you know, I've already got my tickets for the advanced screening on November 9th. So I'm all up in this. I'm so excited. You know, I'm really keen to see what was his name again? I'm terrible with names. With Tenoch Huerta does with Namor, because we've all heard really good things. We've heard that he nails it. He brings that fierceness to the role, which I've heard a lot about. And, you know, Lupita Nyong'o, I'm really keen to see what they do with her. Shuri, I really want to have a good look at that suit. And I hope that there's multiple suits. I don't want just the normal gold. I want that purple goodness in there. I want that vibranium hotness, you know?
That vibrance,
Exactly. So I could not be more excited for this film. We're going to review it. We're going to talk about it on Rich's channel.
Hell yeah.
So I'm very excited. I mean, look at that. And I'm just so keen to see what they've done with the costuming, what they've done with the world. Did they bring more? What did they do with it? And how they handled the passing of Black Panther, you know, and how they wrote the story around his death in real life, and how they just do him so much justice in this film, because the last thing we want is for it to bomb. So I'm staying positive. I'm really looking forward to it, Lyle.
Yeah, definitely I am. And here's the thing, like we know, and Rich, you know, we've heard this, we've talked about it for so long. And I myself, like, originally when, you know, we got the news that Chadwick had passed, I'm never going to forget that moment. I mean, we're talking about the heart of a pandemic, Everyone's in the house. We had known that before then. We had gotten news that, you know, he wasn't well, and that there were issues. But at the same time, we didn't get the full, you know, story. A lot of people said that he was losing weight for a film role. We had no idea what it was. But then when we got the news, I forget, I think I was watching a game or something like that. And we got the news, it flashed right across the screen. No, as a matter of fact, I was watching CNN and it flashed right across the screen that Chadwick Boseman had passed away. And the internet had blown up. Everybody was like, wait a minute, what? And you couldn't believe it because it was like, no, that's a lie. It's a rumor. But when you see it on CNN, it's like, yo, are you for real? Like it took the world by storm.
Because
then we
looked healthy.
Yeah.
He looked so healthy. And it's just very heartbreaking. I mean, that's why our Black Panther poster is in the middle of our poster lineup on the wall. It's sentimental.
Yeah, it definitely is. And to see, well, you know, knowing that the cast has spent so much time with Chadwick, you know, on the set and, you know, just in personal, just away from the set, on and off the set, you know, on press tours, you know, everything. We know that they had spent so much time together. To know that he wasn't going to be the heart of this particular film and the decisions that they did make not to recast, I had to basically put my own personal thoughts aside and think about the cast, think about the crew members, think about the director, think about everybody that was basically associated with him, you know, family and everybody who it would have been too soon. In my opinion, it would have been too soon, even though I still want T'Challa's story to be told. I still want that continuation. And who knows what we'll get by the end of this film. But we still want that. But you know, again, we know that there was a lot riding on this. Rich, what you think, man?
There's so much riding on this. I think there's a tremendous amount of pressure on the MCU to deliver. Not only for them to reinvigorate the franchise again, because the last few films have taken a bit of an L, to say the least. The way that they treat death in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has always been something that I didn't really like. They've always done fake outs. They've always like Coulson and Loki died about 5 times. And the only one that's permanently died really has been Tony Stark. And that's for now. We don't know what's going to happen. But that's across the board. And the way that they will treat this film, because Ryan Coogler is an amazing director. I remember seeing Fruitvale Station for the first time, and if anyone hasn't seen that film, I would thoroughly recommend it. It's a tremendous film. It's the first time he worked with Michael B. Jordan as well, and it's a tremendous film. And the way that I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, the way that they dealt with the death of a character in the film, Leal, you know about this one, don't you? And with what happened, it was done with so much respect.
Yes, it was.
And with what happened to Chadwick Boseman, it was, I'm trying not to talk about it too much because I don't want to get upset myself, because Leal knows this, and probably people who've seen this regularly. I've had my journey with cancer in my life, and when it happened to Chadwick Boseman in August 2020, it hit me like a ton of bricks, because I remember seeing Endgame, and I said to my wife, he doesn't look right. He doesn't look okay.
At the end of it,
At the end, he looked so skinny in that suit. He looked so skinny. And I said, I hope he's all right, like that. And I didn't have another thought about it, being completely honest with you. And then I didn't know about the rumors that he wasn't very well and stuff. And obviously, actors, their weight goes up and down all the time with different roles and stuff. Look, Christian Bale. And but this one was obviously, it hit me really hard. And because obviously what happened to myself and we're a similar age, it really, really got me. They have lost a friend. And it's not just when people think of these films, they just think, oh, they just turned up to set and they just did the lines and walked away. No, they form a community, especially if they get on really well. And it's such a big production like this. And like you said, the crew, the cast, everybody, they spend so much time together. Ryan Coogler had
family.
They become family. And it's I have so much faith in this film, how they're going to deal with Chadwick Boseman's death and T'Challa's death. I think they will probably bring him back in some capacity, the character, in some capacity down the line, but they need to let this death sit.
Yes,
because the way they do that is by giving it the real weight. And they, rather than getting someone else out and go, oh, by the way, this is him reincarnated, all those things that they could do, the fact that they're doing this is the right move. And to show that, because you can see the world then of how it's been impacted by his death, both the character and the actor. Got complete faith in this. The cast are amazing. They've had their issues as well with developing this film during the pandemic. Letitia Wright, I don't know if you guys know, almost was pushed out of the project because she refused to have the vaccine. And she just flat right refused it. And bear in mind, she was the lead. She was going to be the lead in this, which is what she is now. But like, there was all these issues, and obviously what happened.
And then she got hurt.
She got hurt as well on set, and it was all these things. And some of it were like, okay, is she really hurt, or is she just doing a bit of the protest because she's not doing this anymore? All this stuff behind the scenes, all this stuff happened. The fact that this film looks tremendous in all the trailers and what they're saying, I agree with what you said there, Les, about. Most times when they go to a premiere, they're gonna wax lyrical about it because they've got a free ticket. They've had a great night, but they wouldn't get this wrong. They can't.
They have to do it justice.
They have to do
it justice because there's so much riding on it. There's so many people wanting to know, you know, and you have to give your honest opinion. You know what I mean? I've seen that there were a few people saying that. The pacing, there were a slight slither of pacing issues. They said it was longer than usual. Me, myself, I enjoy longer films. You know what I mean? Because if it's time to basically, like if it's time to flesh out the characters, I'm all in for it. You know what I mean? I can basically do that. And here's the thing, all in the game, you said something here because I was on the same boat because the thing is, Chadwick Boseman was supposed to play the very first African-American or African samurai. So basically we thought that he was losing weight to play that role. And that's what it would have made much more sense. Not knowing that what he had was cancer, you know what I mean? And dealing with that.
And he'd been living with it since 2017.
Since the first Black Panther film. You know what I mean? He had been living with that, you know what I mean? And I think it was at that time he was even diagnosed with stage 4. You know what I mean?
I think he was, But the thing is, what stop. He wanted to keep it quiet, obviously, because it didn't want to affect his trajectory and his portrayal of this character in all the MCU films. He just wanted to keep going. He just wanted to crack on. And look, he maintained a positive outlook for the entirety of his diagnosis. You know, he just wanted to live his best life. I think he absolutely did that. And, you know, I think Marvel, you know, in spite of their delays, which to be honest, I think worked in their favor, it was the right amount of time to wait out of respect for his family, out of respect for the world of fans who admired him. I think it was a wise idea to wait for as long as they did before this film came out, because it sits well with everyone now. We've accepted his death, we've mourned, we've grieved, and now we want to celebrate his life again through this film. And I think it's perfect, and I'm really excited.
I'm definitely excited for it, and I can't wait, and I think it's going to be incredible. I can't wait to see Riri. Oh my God, to see Riri on film. I mean, I love Ironheart. I can't wait to see all of them. Definitely, I can't wait to see Denai Guerrera as, again, our favorite Okoye. And then and then we have new characters, new individuals that are coming into the fray, and I think they're going to actually bundle it up really good. And everything that we're hearing, the thing is, I'm excited that they are giving it the respect that it needs. That was the biggest thing, is that it gets that level of respect for it. And I'm not ashamed to say it, I'm excited because I know Hot Toys is going to go hard on this film. I cannot wait. I need my figures. Did any of you, did both of you actually see the last short trailer of
I try to avoid them as much as I can, because it always ends you taking so much out of the film and impactful moments. I try to avoid it as much as I can with TV spots.
Bro, I try my best too, but I can't. I can't. I'm such a sucker for him, bro. Like I try my hardest. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I know if Vinny was watching, he'd be like, I keep trying to tell you. But yes, I can't. Like it's hard for me not to because I get so excited about it. But yeah, it's from the last one that they actually shown. It is extremely amazing. I cannot wait to see Angela Bassett. I mean, I am such an Angela Bassett
amazing
fan.
on the red carpet last night, by the way.
Yeah, bro, she did. She looked phenomenal. And they say that she brings a lot of power to this film. Like she really stepped up. And it was the thing is, they were talking to Ryan Coogler. I think it was like last week, and he had said that he went to Angela Bassett and he said, "Look, the weight of this movie is on all of us, but more so you, because the thing is, it's not the simple fact that he was a friend, but is also the simple fact that he in this film played your son." Yes. So it's digging down, knowing that that friend who became your son, you know, it's like mirroring a relationship in such a different way, but it's like it's not, he said he didn't want to put the pressure on her, but he said she looked at him and said, "Say less." Say less. She says, "Say less. If you want to let me do what I need to do, then that's all. You let me know if you want me to." And she went, and it shows that speech in the first trailer. Oh my God. Oh my God. Me and Toya was sitting there bawling after we heard that. Because it was like, it was so powerful, and the music that went with it at that time, it was incredible. I'm speechless right now. I can't wait for this film. I know everybody out there can't wait. We got a $5 super chat by Ash Chase Chadwick. Such a phenomenal talent and actor, gone way too soon. Rest in power, King. Yes, rest in power, because he himself there'll never be another. And for a person like that, you know, for instance, his last film, I think it was, one of his last films was Five Bloods. That was incredible. Yeah, that was incredible. And then it was another one that he did. It was
the jazz one where he played the
yes, that was his very last one. So again, I mean, such a talent, and it's, you know, gone too soon, but at the same time, I mean, this man is just unbelievably talented, and I cannot wait to see this film. And on top of that, you know, so many Hot Toys figures that everybody out there, I know you are waiting on, but we are going to get definitely. And I think they're going to go ham. Okay, what are the odds that they basically release at least, we get at least a Black Panther figure before the film releases? What are the odds?
What do you mean, an announcement?
An announcement, a reveal, a reveal.
I think we're going to get a reveal of Shuri.
Reveals,
probably,
yes.
Yeah, pretty early on. I do think, and I've said this in Collector's Lounge, I do think we're going to get a many number of different Black Panthers for different tribes. I do think we're going to get M'Baku, Black Panther, and things like that. I think we're going to get that. I think it would just be. They're gonna go ham on it. I really do think. I think with the supporting cast, maybe not so much. But they'll have a Riri, possibly, but they don't tend to do the smaller characters that well, or very much. So I think they're definitely gonna just absolutely gonna go in. It's gonna be massive. It's gonna be this and Top Gun Maverick are gonna be the highest grossing films of the year, because Avatar's been released back end of the year and won't probably work as much, but it'll be those two films that will kill it. By the way, just a really quick thing, because the Clone Collector, thank you very much for what you said there. That's really nice of you. Thank you. I don't say it in any way for any kind of praise or anything, but I appreciate you saying that.
Oh no, but the thing is, it's the simple fact that it is inspirational, bro, that you pulled through it. And it's just sitting here in front of us. I know we've talked about it, you know, so many times. Yeah. Like, I admire your just strength. And the thing is, what is so brilliant about it, Rich, is that you never once, like, even when you talk about it and seeing you now, I see how thankful you are.
Oh yeah.
That you basically live life to the fullest. You know, from not even just like the collecting aspect of it, but the simple fact that you live life every day. Like, it's like, yo, I am so blessed to be here. I'm so blessed to be around so many, you know, individuals who, you know, knowing where I could have been and what I could have done to be here now, like, you know, when you struggle through that and you hurdle that, it's like you can see it all over you. Like you're just so, just life in general, you value every aspect of it. And that's brilliant, bro.
Thank you very much, bro. Thank you.
You make every day count.
Yeah, and that's brilliant, and that's definitely brilliant. So definitely, man, I thank you for that. We all appreciate you for being here. That's what it's like. You know what it is? It's about, that's what it's about. Like the family environment. This is what we create here, and we what we say here in the urban community. We love on each other. That's what we do. That's how we do it. Yeah, that's how we do that. Yeah. So definitely, man. So excited. The love is always there. So now, speaking of which, speaking of love and speaking of excitement, how excited are we about this? How excited are we?
The most.
Very excited.
Are we is it too much to say? Are we overly excited about it, or is this that we have a right to be excited about this, bro?
I said this when we did Film Club for Man of Steel a couple of weeks back, and they'd announced that they were developing the Man of Steel 2, but it was all like kind of rumors and it wasn't official. And then obviously The Rock was like dropping in hints left, right, and center. But I saw the interview, the Happy, Sad, Confused this week with Henry Cavill, and you could tell he's just so happy about it. And this for me is bigger than Jackman coming back, anybody else coming back. This is
100%
the biggest thing for me, because Superman's such an inspiration as a character for me. The Man of Steel is so important for me as a film. I adore it, and he embodies Superman.
He does.
I'd love for him to be James Bond as well, but now as Superman, I don't think that's going to happen.
Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope, Rich.
But I think having two massive franchises, I think they might struggle with that one. Yeah. So
no, don't give up hope. Don't you give up hope.
That's not allowed. That's not. Don't you dare say that.
Like the S means hope on his
exactly,
chest.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But no, honestly, this isn't massive for me. This is absolutely huge. He was asked about future projects and what they've got coming up, and he's like, the stuff that's going to be coming out, but I can't be the one to tell you now. So they've got loads of stuff in development at the minute. It's not just with cameos; it's going to be full on. Mm-hmm. What somebody just said in the chat was, who do you think they'd want writing and directing the new movie?
I've got the answer to that question.
So Christopher McQuarrie is the director of Mission Impossible Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
After that film, they'd worked together because obviously Henry Cavill was the bad guy, spoiler alert, and they went to Warner Brothers and they pitched a Man of Steel 2, a Superman film. Warner Brothers, the old guard, turned them down and said, no, thank you very much and see you later. Now the new guard's in, they are going after McQuarrie.
They are going after him. Yeah,
they're going ham.
So
I think, and it would be an amazing. They work fantastic together. Henry Cavill's got a lot of respect for Christopher McQuarrie anyway, and I think it would be an absolute no-brainer if they get him on that. I think it would be just fantastic. Obviously, he's finishing Dead and Reckoning Part 1 and 2 at the minute, so I think they're in the middle of doing that still with Cruise. But once that's finished, he'll be able to do that, and he's got so much love for these characters anyway. McQuarrie has, so I think it would be an amazing move.
Mike Galito says anybody but J.J. Abrams. I'm sorry, I feel the same way. I feel the same way.
Agreed. He went too dark.
Yeah,
he went way too dark.
I don't want JJ. I do not want JJ Abrams.
He'd do a retread of something. That's the thing.
Yeah, he would.
He'd do Zod in a different way, and he'd try and remake it, and just mystery boxes left, right, and center.
Try to basically rechange and just swipe around. I don't want that because he's not a closer. He's an opener, but even that's suspect sometimes. I don't want his hands on it. I'm sorry, I just don't. McQuarrie seems to be the better fit. Les, are you excited about this? I'm guessing you are. I can tell you.
Look at that face. You've seen Henry Cavill. Look at that.
He ain't even said a word. Look at it. Yo, she haven't said a word yet. Yes.
Does that answer your question, Leia?
Mm-hmm.
I just look. I love him. I love him. He is a fantastic actor. He's so grounded and humble. He has a beautiful soul about him, and he deserves the success. He embodies Superman. He is Superman. He embodies Superman's grace, his selflessness, his grounded and humble persona, you know, and his guilt if things don't go right. You know, I mean, the relationship that he has with his dog is phenomenal, and it just makes me love what he's done with Superman so much more. He's really brought Superman's heart and soul out, so much more so than the previous Supermans, but I'm very biased. But, you know, and I loved the first Man of Steel when Mike suggested that I watch it, because Mike is a film fanatic. He worked in LA with a producer who was friends with Robert Downey. He has Stan Lee's USB, for crying out loud.
Word.
You know, and he's just rubbed off on me so much. And when he got me to watch the first Man of Steel, oh my God, I just fell in love with it. I love the music. I love the pacing. I love the film structure. I love what they did. This sequel, I'm pretty sure, is a celebration for so many Superman fans out there, without a doubt.
Yeah. He said in the interview, a lighter and more hopeful Superman. In that was his quote.
Exactly.
That's the thing he's going to come back as. So I
couldn't
think
agree more.
They lightened up the suit the way they did, and not too much. And I think
so simple. It's so simple, but the texturing is a beautiful touch. Sorry, I interrupted. I'm in love.
Good work.
Hey, I mean, I get it. I definitely get it. You know, for a lot of people, the thing is why this brings me, and again, we talk about the S for hope, but why it makes me so happy is Cavill is invested in this character. It's not, it's not just as a role for him. He loves Superman. He always has. He grew up with this particular character. He's a geek all day, every day, and he's the right person to basically play it. He gives it the right type of personality, and you can tell that even on screen, he loves this character. Like, he really loves it, and he brings that to it, regardless of how, you know, other directors may write this character, or, you know, he still gives it his all. And that's basically what I love about it. And I love the simple fact that the thing is, it's like, I definitely want, I want him to have a win. I want DC to get a win. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I need that. I need them to basically get a win. This news with Cavill coming back, and I saw somebody earlier said that they're trying their hardest not to get that Nightmare 2-pack. Don't try. I'm
getting it. Yeah,
just get it. Come on over to the dark side. Get that piece, because I'm telling you, once you get it in hand and you see it, it is phenomenal. It definitely is phenomenal. Hold on, what we got here? Kinky Sphinx said, so OneSixthScaleMan, how do you get your chai latte? I'm gonna grab one. Hey, so what I do, bro, you gotta listen. You go to Starbucks. This is what I do, because I have my Starbucks application. So what I do is I order my iced chai with oat milk, sprinkle of cinnamon on top of it, light ice, and I get the venti. So I get the biggest size. So that's what you do. But I get it, like I said, I get mine with oat milk, because I can't have, you know, regular milk. But oat milk is so good. So you get that. It's so good. It's so good. Gets you about maybe 2 to 3 pumps of sweetener. It's dope. It's decent. You'll love it. I'm telling you, it changes your life. Blame this on LaToya T. She got me hooked to have one every day. Like, literally,
it's so many street cred points now. You've lost so many with that. Light ice.
Hey, light ice, bro. Yeah. Hey, you know why, bro? Because when they saturate it with ice, it's like I take 2 sips and it's gone. Yeah, I was like, if you just,
I was kidding.
Yeah.
Winding you up.
Yo, I'm telling you, I hate what it's a couple times that I've actually had to have them like redo it, because it was just way too much ice. I'm like, come on, man, just like less ice. But going in with this, okay, this is good news. But then we also got some other good news. We got the simple fact that we have both Gunn and Safran, who have come in and
look at Safran.
Look at him, bro. Like, look at
people's eyebrow.
Yeah, he is right. Yeah, he is right. And it is such Like, I'm serious, bro. Like, I don't know why I've been so giddy now for like the past like 2 days now, because the thing is, I think it is now in good hands. Now look, it's not going to happen overnight. We know that.
No,
they got a lot to do. They got a lot of cleaning up. You know, like, you know, I was watching a few podcasters today, and you know, a lot of you know, content creators, you know, which is true. I mean, you got to come in, you got to clean up the mess that, you know, the old guard is made. Then you got to actually clean up, you know, the mess that you're facing with, you know, the movie like Flash, you know, hence, you know, what we've had to deal with. You know, so there's a lot that goes into it that we have to deal with. And, you know, again, like someone says, like, he's going to need tons of wins under his belt, you know, in order for us to see that. And I think that he is, but here's the thing, regardless of the simple fact that, you know, we talk about the second Suicide Squad, that it wasn't a big box office draw. Okay, that being said, it was because it was released during the pandemic, and it was day and day release. That was like one of the dumbest. And the reason why they did that was because they wanted to mark up their sales for HBO Max. The memberships and stuff like that. So I'm like, yo, that was the dumbest thing that they could have ever done. So now that they're going to do away with that and have it more of a cinematic release, I think we're going to see improvement there. But regardless of that, that version of Suicide Squad was well received. It was probably film. It was an amazing film. And then from that, we got the spinoff, which was Peacemaker, which
another amazing show.
So
good.
You know, my friend.
Yeah, Les. So, you know, I mean, it's purely exciting. I think she heard me because she's like, hey. So she probably heard me talking about it.
Hey, Latoya T.
Yeah, so she probably heard me talk about it. But yes, I mean, Gunn's Suicide Squad killed it, bro. I watched that movie at least 2 to 3 times a week. Like, literally, because I have it on behind when I'm actually working. I have it behind the scenes. So there's 3 films that I watch 3 times a week, like literally, or I watch as many times as I can. Rogue One. Literally, I watch Rogue One Empire. I watched the Justice League. I watched the Zack Snyder's Justice League because I love it. I literally love that film. And I love that film, and I'm glad that he did it. I'm glad that, again, I'm hoping now that James Gunn, this is what I want. Please, if they are listening, and if anybody out there listening who knows James Gunn, who can get this message to him, bring Ray Fisher back. Bring him back. Please bring him back, because I could not imagine anybody else playing that role. So make sure you bring him back. But I do see an upside. Les, what do you think? You think that we're running into a space where we can see, and we're going to see some improvement?
Look, I think we're running into a space that's fresh. You know, I think the previous CEO left because of too many court cases. The Johnny Depp and what's her name? That one.
Amber
I think
Heard.
that.
Amber Heard,
she it just brought him a lot of negative press, and I think that with, you know, the track record of DC films that we've had in the past, I think it's just better to have a nice clean slate now with Gunn, who's doing amazing work right now. He is killing it. He is embracing his talent, and he's going for it. And I think that this is kind of a step to take to give him more freedom to keep creating these fantastic projects. So I think this gives the DC universe a way to just keep climbing the ladder. They've still got a long way to go. They've got a bit of a mess to clean up, as we were discussing before. But I think this is great news, and I'm really optimistic about what's to come in the future. And I agree with you, Lael, that if a film is longer, I don't necessarily mind it if it's fleshing out the characters and getting that plot and that story and that structure out there. Because to be honest, when I saw the Snyder Cut of the Justice League, incredible version. I loved it so much more. I understood so much more. I felt so much more, because Mike and I, when it came to the first version, did not feel it. We hated it.
Oh my God.
And the second version, just wow. I can't even, I can't. I'm going to have a sip and I'm going to stop talking because I can't.
The second version, when it came, I was so excited, you know, that was the only day and day release I didn't mind, because that means I could sit back and watch it.
Yeah.
As soon as it dropped, I was like, yes, I can watch it right. I was so excited about it.
I literally took the day off work to watch it.
Me too.
4 hours long.
Me too,
I was
bro.
like, I'm booking the day off. Like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm watching Zack Snyder's Justice League. I literally did. Right? True story.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. And my wife was working in the office, and she was like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm just watching this. Leave me be. And I just literally just watched the whole thing. And I came in with tears in my eyes when Hallelujah was playing. I'm like, oh my God, that was genius.
Oh my God.
Winning.
Bro, like, it was winning. It's such a beautiful film, man. And the thing is, because, and even what Ray Fisher talked about was the fact that the narrative was changed so much with the first, with the Joss Whedon version. It was changed so much, and then the stuff that we've heard about him from not only just Ray, but Gal Gadot, stuff like that.
Oh God.
It's like, yo, you mess with Gal Gadot, I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. Like that right there, I don't like. But literally, like, those things that we've actually heard, and the fans, again, this is when voices are heard, changes are made, and the fans stepping in saying that they wanted it, and it was done. Like, look, was it a perfect film? To some, it may not have been. But for me, as a comic book fan, I loved it, every bit of it. Like I did. And the potential that we saw in the end, to see the possibility that we can actually see Darkseid, and that, a challenge between both, to see like an extended film. We know that they said it was going to be dark. I don't necessarily want it to be that dark from what I'm hearing. It was going to be dark.
Ridiculously dark. I've read the script. I've seen the storyboards of both parts.
Yes.
Dark as fuck, honestly.
Yeah. Now, would you have wanted to see it that dark, bro?
Man, I didn't expect it to be that dark. Well, put it this way. The moment when you see when they touch the mother box and you see Superman holding a corpse, that's Lois.
Yeah.
So it just kind of shows you the kind of way they were going to go. Maybe a bit too dark for a lot of, maybe, but we're going to turn it around with certain things on the third part. It's well worth you looking into it, people, if they haven't already. There was a Jim Lee mural that they did, and he did a lot of the storyboards, and he put that together, and it showed you what they were going to do in the 2 and 3 parts. But it sounded amazing. If they do anything like that, it would have been amazing. Hey, Carlos. This is saying She-Hulk's
Black Adam stars.
Hey, Carlos.
Oh, you funny dude. Dude.
I knew Carlos. That's Carlos.
He's so funny. He's so
funny.
I
again,
can I just say, sorry to interrupt, Leo.
No,
go
ahead.
That I want this next step I want them to fix the Wonder Woman franchise.
They need to.
Yes.
They need to. The first one, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was a brilliant origins film. It was a brilliant origin story. It is bloody brilliant. And the second one, they fell over. I don't know how. I don't know why, but they did. And I want them to make a third Wonder Woman that just brings Wonder Woman back to her roots.
Full circle, brings it back to where it needs to be.
Rely more on the comic content. Don't go for the slapstick crap. Because in the first film, Wonder Woman was badass. She had strength, she had vibrance, she had spirit. And in the second one, that just went.
I don't know where they were going with it. And it's it's like, and I know a lot of people were talking about pandemic, but the pandemic had nothing to do with writing.
No.
Because I think
they'd already filmed it by that point.
Exactly.
Because it came out in December. So
exactly.
If anything, the pandemic kept people inside, would have given the writers more time inside to write and get it right. And they didn't.
Well, one of the things which I always find really interesting is the fact that the bit within the trenches, and one of the best scenes of all time when she's running across the trenches in World War One.
Oh yes.
They took that to Warner Brothers, and they wanted it to be cut.
Oh my God!
They wanted it to be cut. Genuinely, they did, and they had to fight for that scene to be kept in. So it just shows you how the lack of vision for a lot of executives within that group. But to answer your question about DC, I think it's amazing. It's nothing but positivity for me. I think the fact that already, the fact that they have said we're going to do a separate unit to Warner Brothers, be a DC is its own studio. That's how they should have done it from the very beginning,
bro. And it would have made so much more sense.
So much more sense. They could have had the creative team around them. They could have had the same amount of people throwing ideas against each other, working together, building a vision rather than being very reactive, which is where that Warner Brothers worked, and a lot to do with. I've got I know so much about the kind of what happened with Zack Snyder after Batman v Superman, and then Justice League, and how they affect, and how it was like literally days after they released Batman v Superman, executives were on set in London when they were filming Justice League, and they were like, you need to this, you need to this, you need to this, and then obviously all the behind the scenes happened with Zack Snyder and his family, and he's just like, no, I can't do it anymore. Because they got too involved. They got the executives just kept dipping the nose in just to get their quarterly bonus or whatever the hell. And for this, they need to have this creative vision. James Gunn's a genius. I hope he's not too comedic, but the fact that what he brought to Guardians of the Galaxy for a character, and the characters I wasn't bothered about it at all. When I saw the first trailer, I was like, oh, that looks all right. I might see it. And then I saw it, and it was just genius. So the fact that they've done that, and what he did with the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, I'm really happy. Just to clarify on this DC announcement, that they are focusing on the DCEU. Joker 2, the Batman, etc., are different sides.
Totally different sides.
Totally standalones. And they recently,
No, what were we going to say?
They recently announced that Joker 2 will remain standalone, in spite of a lot of the speculation about it joining the DCEU. It needs to remain a standalone. Shane was spot on about that. I think we can all agree with it. It's a different style, all of its own. It's a masterpiece. It's a different kind of artwork. It needs to remain that way.
It needs to stay that way. And the thing is, the beauty of this is when asked, okay, so now that the universes are separate, can we actually see a different version of Batman in the DCEU? The response was, "Oh yeah,
we're gonna see Ben Affleck back. I think I really do believe that,
bro.
I think we probably will.
They have to. The fact that they're having it at the end of Aquaman 2.
If we see, listen, I'm gonna tell everybody this right now. If we see Ben Affleck back as Batman, I swear on my life, for the rest of the year, I will wear a Batman cowl on my face live on every show. On every show. Done deal. If they mark this day. If we see him come back,
putting it in my calendar, Leo.
Now, here's the thing. It doesn't count because we already know that he's in the Flash. We know that. We know that he's going to appear in Aquaman. But I'm talking about if he comes back after that, in either a standalone, or if they bring him back in a Justice League film or whatever they have planned, I will wear a Batman cowl on live on every show that I'm on for the rest of the year. Mark my words.
I'd love it to happen to be announced the 1st of January. So then
I'll do it.
To wear it.
I'll do it
times a week.
I'll do it, bro. Because that's how bad I want. Because I've told people that is my. Listen. I'm a Keaton. I love 89 Batman. I love it. But as far as my Batman mirroring Bruce Wayne with Batman, my version of it, I love what Ben Affleck did with it, because he brought that arrogance with it, and he also brought that tension that I needed for Batman. I loved it. I love BVS. I love the special edition BVS. I loved it. And I was happy.
That extra half an hour really helped it, to be fair.
Yeah, bro. Definitely, man. Loved it. I will do it. Beard and all. He said Leo's beard with the Batman cowl is about to be the cleanest
look in the community.
Let's go. I'm telling you, I am going to do it. And I do not have a problem, and I'm not ashamed. I will buy it. I'll have a cardigan on while I wear it every time. I do not care. Let's go. So, yes, I'm excited. I know everybody out there is excited too. I am. Listen, guys, because again, I wanted to do this first show. We're gonna do it as an hour. Just today, it might stretch out next time, but I know everybody got stuff to do. Rich, I'm so glad you came here with us today, man.
The invite,
Thank
man.
you for being on the show. This was a great first show. Like literally, I love this show. It was a great first show. Les, genius as always with the thumbnail. I mean, I could have done it better. I looked at it, I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Leo. I reckon first episode was so much fun and a roaring success. And having this weekly, it's the cinnamon on top of my latte.
Cinnamon on top of the you know what? And I can't wait to do wait to do this around Christmas time. You don't understand how excited I'm gonna be. Oh, you don't understand that when I do this around Christmas time. Rich,
right, it's on. It's on. I'm gonna put whipped cream on there. I'm gonna put like chocolate flake. I'm gonna put like red and green M&Ms on the top, and maybe like a sliver of gold, like a little gold flake on there.
There you go. That's what did the food say? Love the show, y'all. Going to get some chai next time using Lael's recipe. Light ice.
Light ice.
Light ice.
You gotta do it. Hashtag light ice. Go ahead and say what y'all want. I'm telling you, light ice all day.
Anybody in the community would like to do a thumbnail of Lael with a beard, with a back cowl, holding a cup, shouting, "Where's my light ice?" That's what we need.
You know what? I don't care.
It's gonna happen.
It is definitely going to happen, and I'm going to run with it. Rich, tell us what you got coming up next, bro.
Well, I'm like yourself. I'm going to wait for a couple of days. But in the meantime, I'm going to be dropping a review of my Batcave Hush 1/3 scale statue. I'm also thinking about doing which we haven't got a chance to talk about, my diecast Mark IV gantry, which is absolutely stunning. I'm also going to be doing something with Les as well. Probably next week we're going to try and do a similar kind of thing where we talk about pop culture and bits and bobs and film reviews and film news. I'm also on Tuesday we've got Film Club. So if anybody hasn't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Reviews with Rich, and we're going to be talking about Alien. Earlier this week we talked about Black Adam, which was a whole lot of fun, and we had a really, really interesting chat, and I really enjoyed the back and forth. It was great. So I really appreciate you having me. Anytime you want me on this, I'm all in. So I appreciate the invite.
Hey, it was fun. The chemistry on this show was so fun, man. I loved it.
Yeah, me too, man.
Come on, man. Like literally, if you don't know, come on, make sure that you follow Reviews with Rich on Instagram and on YouTube. Great content. I mean, come on, man. I love the Tuesday show. Like it's just it's like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Can I just say, Leo, that the chemistry in this show was so right today that we were a lab experiment gone right.
Right? We were, right? It was a lab experiment.
Kiss. It was great.
Because the thing is, I was like, Rich, Rich, because the thing is, I knew where the conversation, where it was going to go. But I was like, yo, Rich, would you like to come on, like, as a guest, just to kind of, talk? But, because the thing is like, I know that, like, you're so thrust into, like, the movie world is also in collecting. I'm like, it just made sense, for us to do it,
Definitely.
The chemistry is incredible, man. So I definitely love it. Les, what do you got? Les, you're busy. Like, you are busy right now. You're going to be busy everywhere now. But, like, what is going on with you?
I'm busy, man. Like, we've got our show, which is awesome. Obviously, working on something with Rich on a weekly basis. And a little bit of news, actually. So I've sealed the deal with Bat Statue Collector, and I'm going to be popping some content on his channel once a month about figure news specifically. And we'll see how well it's received and maybe increase the amount of content. And maybe have his statue stuff on mine. I don't know, but we'll see. No, it's really nice good.
Guy. Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he's absolutely lovely. And and when I hit the 300 sub mark, I think I'll start doing live streams, which is very exciting.
Yeah. I am 9 away from 300, by the way.
You are. Congratulations.
I'm just trying
to
subscribe to this man.
I've been trying to hustle.
Make sure you do. If you haven't subscribed to both Rich and Marvelous on IG and YouTube, make sure that you basically do. Great content all day, every day. These guys are pros and they're my people. So come on, let's go. Like, let's get these subs, these likes up. I mean, great show. I love it. I don't even want to go, but I mean, I gotta go. We gotta go. But again, hey, and also there was a comment. There was one. What was it from? All In. Okay, All In. We're going to talk about this next week. We'll talk about this next week. I promise you.
HBO Jon Stewart.
Yeah, the Jon Stewart show, because that's going to be incredible. So we'll talk about that next week. So just keep that in mind. I'll remember that. I'll write it down, and we'll have that full-on conversation. But again, everybody out there, thank you for being on board with us. Follow all these guys, everybody that you actually see on this panel. What do we got going on? I'm going to have to cancel, because again, like me and Toya are going away tomorrow. So I'm canceling Figure Flex Friday tomorrow, but it will be back a double show next Friday. So I'm going to do a double show next Friday. And again, I'm man of my word. It's going to be a one-time drop that day, that whoever basically wins that day gets a $100 gift card from Sideshow. So definitely you want to tune in for that. The best in show that day gets a $100 gift card. So definitely, and it is War Games. It is the Figure Flex Friday War Games. So definitely you want to tune in for that. Collectors Lounge on Sunday, as always, with the guys, with my bros. And then back with Rich. I'll be on Rich's show next Tuesday. I can't wait for that, because we'll be talking about aliens, which that first film creeped me the hell out. The second film, but you know what? Chef's kiss with both movies. They're classic. So I can't wait for that. And then you'll see me and Les back here next Thursday for Rise and Shy all day, every day. I'm telling you, this is about to be a hit. Y'all going to make this a hit. Come back and hey, make sure everybody who comes out, you got your chai, light ice. If you want to make jokes, hashtag light ice. I don't care. At least I know you thinking about it. Here we go all day, every day. And then Toya T, you traitor, you got that started by hashtagging that. But anyway.
She did too. She did too.
She hashtagged it, right? Yeah. Anyway.
Just wait till my show.
Right. Anyway, thank you guys and everybody out there for being here. It's been such a great show. I can't wait till next week. In the meantime, get your chai, drink it tonight, stay cool all day, every day. We love y'all. See you later. Peace out.